YouTube channel. Today, it's my distinct honor for the third time to interview Camille and Kennerly Kitt. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us, Pastor Roy.
Oh, we're very happy to have you. Like I said, I'm privileged to talk to you for the third time now. Can you please tell us why we're doing this interview?
Oh, well, we are so excited because now I think this has become an actual tradition, but we're coming back to Woodlawn Christian Church on December 2nd.
So catch us in Lake City, Iowa
for a full Christmas concert. I'm so excited. Again, I think this has become a tradition now for us and for the attendees.
I feel like a third year in a row would equal a tradition officially.
Yeah, well, we are very happy to have you for a third year. And again, it's at 7 o'clock on the 2nd of December. And I will post where the tickets are available at. They are on eventbrite.com, but I will post a link to that below, as well as you can call the church office, and I'll post the phone number below rather than reciting it here. So with that, we've got a number of questions for you ladies. Are you ready to jump right in?
We're ready to go.
All right, you've studied.
No, not really, unfortunately. We should have.
Just wing it, as they say.
That's right.
All right. The first question, can you tell us a bit about your memories of starting to play the harp? Who was your first teacher, and how quickly did you advance to another teacher?
So our first memories, I think we've told the story before, but just to redo it for anyone that's new here, we first got introduced to a harp. We got to see one in person, I should say, when we were about 11.
We had a friend whose mom played the harp, and she let us try her harp, and it was pretty much love at first pluck. I don't know.
First pluck. And but our mom didn't have the money to buy us a harp, so we did all kinds of jobs, dog walking, babysitting, earned enough money for one harp. Eventually we got two because we really wanted to study duets and play duets on top of our solo work.
Yes, and so our friend's mom was our first teacher. And then I think by the time we hit about high school, then our mom started looking around for a teacher that would kind of be able to carry us into the next kind of part of our harp journey. And so we found our
more advanced studies.
Yeah, more advanced studies. So we found our second harp teacher, who ended up actually being our harp professor at our university. So
Faye Seaman, she's amazing, and we really truly enjoyed our studies with her. She's such a kind person, such an amazing harpist, and we learned
a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's very good. Do you remember what song you first learned on the harp?
Oh, so I think some of the very first things we played we did a lot of Celtic and classical little etudes, I guess I would call them.
Yeah.
So it's like little things, little mini pieces that help you learn certain, what would
kind
you
of
call
skills
them? Skill sets on the harp.
Yeah. So we did a lot of little kind of exercises, little etudes, little Celtic pieces.
Some of our favorite things, though, were when we finally got a chance to start playing duets together. And one of the very first songs that we kind of felt like we mastered, and it was truly
a duet, was the Ash Grove,
which is a really old, it's been used in many hymns, and so that was a lot of fun for us.
Yeah, so that was one of our kind of earliest memories of, wow, we've mastered a duet and it sounds so good.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that song, but perhaps you should play it in one of your online concerts sometime. That would
Maybe we'll have to do
that. People would think that was kind of cool.
We played it in one of them, I think.
Did you?
Maybe during one of the Celtic concerts.
We might remember correctly.
We might have.
Maybe I have heard it then.
We played so many songs.
It's hard to keep track.
They start getting a little mixed up sometimes.
Well, I'll have to go back and look. Have you ever tried to track down your first harps, and would you like to find them again someday?
Yeah, our first harps, they were both used harps. And so we bought what we could. They were Line and Healy Preludes, and one was a light colored, one was dark colored. We named the dark colored harp Arwen, and the lighter one we named Gladriel.
Obviously Lord of the Rings, elf references.
But then when we advanced to our concert grand harps, when we knew we needed to study classical music more formally at a university.
Yes, we sold those back to the company, and then were able to use that money toward our concert.
They were such beautiful harps, so we definitely do miss them. We have no idea where they are right now. We hope that they're being loved as much as we loved them, wherever they are, and being played.
It would be fun to know where they've been since then.
But to somehow try to find the serial numbers, which I'm not sure.
Even then, there's no tracking of private sales of harps, so it probably would be difficult to find them.
They could be anywhere, and so we just I hope that they're being loved, and played and enjoyed.
Who knows where in the world they are today?
Yeah.
All right. I understand that you had some training on the piano prior to starting to play the harp. How old were you when you started piano, and did that training benefit you or perhaps hinder you in learning to play the harp?
Yeah, we started off playing harp. Our mom knew that musical studies were really good for children's brain development. So we and our brother all took piano lessons, but we actually had a keyboard, a touch-sensitive keyboard.
And so we were pretty young. We were
Maybe
probably like
8, I feel like. And then we started harp, obviously, some years later, but
and we kept continuing with our classical piano studies all the way till we got to university, and then we're able to. When you're at a conservatory of music, you have piano proficiency requirements, so we tested out of those, so we didn't have to take more piano, and we kind of started to focus on harp.
I would definitely say, though, it was a help and not a hindrance to have our piano studies first, because it gave us a basic for reading music, for theory.
Yeah, it's just kind of a basic skills with everything music related. Piano is a great it's a whole instrument. You learn both clefs, you use both hands.
Yeah.
So obviously very different than harp.
But it's still, I think the piano is a great basis for learning any instrument afterwards. So whenever we have somebody who asks us about our piano training, I would say I would encourage kids or anyone to start piano if they want to have any kind of musical skills. It's a great instrument.
Okay. Next question. On some of your songs, you both play on the same harp. So you both are at times playing first on the normal side of the harp, perhaps then on the side and then at the back of the harp. How in the world did you learn to do this, and how difficult is it to rotate around the instrument and keep track of where the notes are?
So we did not. There's no formal training for playing one harp at the same time.
And there's no formal training for playing the harp backwards or sideways. That's not a thing.
We had for quite some time wanted to play something on a single harp, but we
didn't really want to do it arbitrarily. We wanted to have some kind of real artistic kind of vision behind it. So we just kind of put it on the back burner.
And then one day, I don't know, Camille came up to me or something. She said, I know which song we should play on one harp.
And Kennerly responded, "One" by Metallica. And then we knew, like, okay.
The song is called One, and it's one harp. And we love all things punny.
So I guess we kind of developed that technique.
Yeah, it definitely is very difficult to play the harp backward or to switch around sides, because the way that you think about the strings and the way that they line up
it's like playing it upside down.
Yeah, it's completely opposite. And
so I guess it just kind of took practice, like anything else. Like once we kind of arranged the piece,
and our hands are overlapping with each other, and then eventually we wrote a song called North for just one harp, and that was a completely unique challenge as well, because it wasn't just an arrangement of someone else's song. It was our own original work, but we had so much fun with it. And definitely some of our songs that we do on one harp are a favorite, I think, at live shows.
Definitely. Those are ones people are always asking for more of.
North is one of my favorite songs that you have written yourselves, and one was the first video I ever saw of yours.
Wow.
My cousin Mike shared that, and both of us, he played harp a little bit. We were both blown away. How in the world can someone do this? It's like you are wizards or something. You're just like,
thank you so much. That means a lot.
Next question. Are there any other harpists who play the harp from all sides, or were you the first? And what other innovations have you two come up with or integrated into playing the harp?
Oh, it's a great question. Yeah, we do not know of anyone else who is playing a single harp with multiple people on it, or playing it backward.
I think it's kind of a unique thing to do.
And we did invent, as far as we know, we've never seen anyone do it, using our feet for percussion on the harp, like we did on one. So
I guess the multi-person on one harp and the kicking the harp for percussion inventions, I guess, were,
as far as we know, those are ours.
I'm not sure a lot of people have picked that up since then.
Yeah, it's become
it's not really a trend
yet. We're working
not
on
a thing. And both in the same song. That's impressive. So
thank you.
You'll just have to incorporate the Wolfgang Twins into playing. Add them one at a time until you get 4 people playing.
Yeah, we may not have discussed that.
It may have been.
So, they're very intense people, though. So we're like, okay, you'll have to take it back a notch.
Yeah, we cannot have any harp injuries. So.
No. Don't knock it over onto the other twin.
Exactly. So, it's true. That's true.
All right. In creating your music videos, you often go into some amazing and remote areas. What are some of the most memorable locations that you filmed in? Also, you go into some dangerous settings as well. What close calls have you had with injury or worse? Have you or any of your crew ever been injured on location or performance?
Yeah,
so you've got a couple questions.
Okay, so
There's multiple questions in that one.
Yeah, we've filmed at so many different types of places. Everything from deserts to mountaintops to ruins.
Yeah, I think the hottest we filmed in was 106 degrees Fahrenheit, and I think the coldest was
just above 0 degrees.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it was 6 degrees, but then I think the wind chill was lower than that.
And so lots of different things that create unique challenges, both for us and for the instruments as well.
Yeah, I think some of the ruins that we filmed in probably have been a little bit more of the not safe locations as far as maybe not being as structurally sound as they should be for harps and people. But everything's ended well. We've only had minor little injuries.
I think we were filming our Mario medley music video, and our mom fell off a wall. She was filming
she
us.
backed up.
She backed up.
She was moving and she backed up kind of off the wall. But
it wasn't a very tall. It was a couple feet high. And luckily, she was fine. She's very resilient.
Yes. And then I think, let's see, we kind of I guess Kennerly smashed my finger a little bit when we were filming our Fright Night music
video. We had these props. They had like a cross, a kind of Celtic, but it was metal and a little bit sharp. And Camille had a stake. It's kind of a campy theme, and
Halloween theme.
Yeah, but I smashed into her finger accidentally, and she was bleeding
it wasn't a bad injury. It was, and I guess it was a little dangerous wildlife. We did have a bear come up while we were filming our cover of "If I Had a Heart," and that was a little scary.
We were filming out in the western part of the United States, and it was kind of shocking. We didn't know we were in bear country, and while we were headed to this location, we didn't see any people, but we knew we were in bear country.
So we were making noise, but then, of course, the very first take when we started filming, the bear emerged from the woods and kind of started walking toward us. And I spotted it as we were filming, and I started yelling "bear," and then Mom started yelling "bear,"
and it was kind of agitated a little bit. We think it was maybe looking for access to the water, but then it bit one of our harp cases. It was pretty gentle, though. I think it was seeing what was
maybe thought, oh hey, maybe this has food in it, which it did not. So,
but man, we've had all kinds of experiences filming. It's crazy.
I don't even know if we could pick one. We've had so many.
And favorite locations are most memorable. Many of our music videos filmed in Alaska are especially.
Those are some of our recent favorites because just the scenery, obviously creation is amazing, and Alaska has spectacular scenery. So those have definitely been some of our recent favorites. Yeah.
Well, God's creation has no end to beauty. That is for certain.
It is amazing. It's especially obvious sometimes, and Alaska is one of those places. So.
All right. Next, you now include the Volfgang Twins as part of your performances. How did you meet Jamil and Jamal, and how long have you known each other and been working together? What roles do they play in your performances and traveling?
Yeah, so we met the Wolfgang Twins some years back. They actually came to one of our shows. They had been watching our content online.
So I guess technically we met through our music. They've been performing with us now for a couple of years. And before that, they were doing security for us.
Now they do both. They do both. It's like a mixture at our shows, but they join us for the finale of all of our shows now. They tour full time with us. When we tour, they're touring with us.
So some of the concerts when we just have our electric harps, it actually ends up being maybe up to half the show. But then for our full concerts where we bring our concert grands, and like you'll be seeing in Lake City, Iowa, they'll be coming on for probably the last, quarter of the concert?
The last few songs, but it's really fun. It's a nice, I would say, kind of a more powerful finale to our concerts. It's really fun. Audiences have loved it so much.
We love changing up things throughout our concerts, as you know. So, we'll start out the concerts on our concert grand harps, and then
there are big, tall harps that you'd see like in the back of an orchestra or something like that.
And then toward the end of the first half, we will bring out more of a showcase piece, like with our, playing one harp or
something like
that. And then for the second half, we bring out our electric harps, which we wear strapped onto our bodies.
So and then totally different type of performance experience. And then now the Wolfgang Twins join us even after that
for the finale. And so, it's really fun. I think our concerts have a little something for everyone. They're great for all ages. They're family friendly. And, I think it brings people together that have different tastes in music as well, because we kind of, we bridge genres with our music.
You certainly do. All right. Next question, also with the Wolfgang Twins. Traveling with the Wolfgang Twins, do you often cause people to do a double take or confuse people? If so, what are some of the more humorous or interesting encounters that you've had?
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Don't know of any specific things, but yeah, people think it's hilarious when they see multiple sets of twins.
that's usually the funniest thing is just people just get a kick out of it. And
Mhm.
it's kind of funny because it's almost a way of in our daily lives, we can bring a smile to someone's face. Like, someone working at the gas station will just they'll be laughing hysterically once they
Like-
realize it's two sets of
But
twins.
people have a lot of fun with it. They think it's really cool when they see multiple sets. So definitely a lot of double takes, a lot of people saying, are you all twins? Or like, well, mom's not, but no,
Yeah, she can't do anything about that. But yeah, it's really fun because I feel like it's a way that we interact with people we might never have talked to just because they're like, hey, are you guys twins? And we'll start talking.
It brings smiles to people. So.
Yeah.
Very good. Also, my understanding is that you ladies, as well as the Wolfgang Twins, are actually mirrored twins. What exactly does that mean?
So identical twins, they come from a single egg, and originally, so we're kind of started off as one person, but
Which then splits,
but the egg splits at different times for different identical twins, and the later the egg splits, the more mirrored kind of things happen with identical twins.
At least that's what we've heard. We are not scientists.
We're not scientists, but
no. And so actually,
until if it doesn't split entirely, then you have conjoined twins,
Yes, but what we've heard is that actually fully mirrored twins, which is super rare, will have their organs on different sides of the body.
But,
so we are not fully mirrored.
But our mirroring has manifested in our teeth came in different sides when we were young, when we were growing up.
Cowlicks in different sides of our hair.
So nothing.
Kennerly is more kind of a little more ambidextrous, so she might have supposed to been left-handed.
A little more left dominant, but so it's kind of interesting that different identical twins have different amounts of being mirrored.
But a lot of identical twins are partially mirrored, so we're partially mirrored.
Yeah.
Are the Wolfgang Twins more or less mirrored?
That's a good question.
I think it's probably pretty similar. Actually.
Yeah, they both write with their right hands, but
I think that happens a lot because, kind of in when you're first starting to write and
you're encouraged to write with one hand. So having one twin that's more
plus Kennerly obviously would have been copying me as
yeah, of course, sure. But yeah, so having one twin that's more left dominant and one that's more right dominant
does happen.
So.
With that, so all right, you ladies are together nearly all the time. What is the longest you've ever been apart, and what is the greatest distance you've ever been apart as well?
Oh, well, that's a pretty nothingness amount. Maybe part of a day is the longest we've ever been
day for maybe various school things when we're in university or something like that. But we're always together, really.
Yeah, and distance really not very far.
I don't know how far, but it's been very minuscule,
very close. So yeah, we've pretty much been close our whole lives for sure.
All right. Have you ever experienced sympathetic feelings when you're apart? Meaning, did you sense a feeling or injury that the other twin encountered while you were apart? Obviously, you seem to think alike since you often finish each other's sentences. Do you think you or other twins have special connections from one to the other?
Yeah, so I don't know if we've been apart enough that we've had the sympathetic feelings that you're talking about.
Yeah, we haven't really had an opportunity to really experience that. But so not that we know of.
But definitely the way that we think is incredibly similar.
Yes. So I think sometimes it might seem like we have telepathic abilities just because we think so similarly. Because, if a certain situation will happen at any given time, I'll know Kennerly basically is thinking about it in the same way I am. So it might seem telepathic, but in reality, it's just because our thought processes
are so similar. So definitely, I truly believe that identical twins do have a much deeper connection.
Of course, we spent 9 months together before we met anyone else.
We started off as a single person, basically. One single egg that was fertilized and then it split. So it's kind of it's amazing. Thing to think about, we were one person.
I definitely think we have a special connection,
and I think a lot of identical twins feel that same way.
All right. How are the various members of your family involved in your performances, touring, or other aspects of your musical business?
So
our mom has the biggest role in our musical business.
She's an integral part of all of our touring and always has been. So our mom's always toured with us. If you go up and to our merch table, you'll most definitely see her.
Yes.
And she takes all of our photos
and
our
videos.
And so she's a huge part of what we do day to day with our touring.
And so she's gone up with us on all of our touring since since our very first gigs. And she's been with us all the way. It's really awesome to have her there because, a lot of people don't have the opportunity if they're touring musicians to be able to spend that kind of time with actual family members. So we get to tour with each other.
Yeah. If you see any photos from shows, our mom took those, all over our album covers and things like that. Our mom took all those pictures. So
yes, and it's really fun. She's filmed our music videos all along. We do the editing ourselves, but she films, and then occasionally when we have a performance in the area, our brother will come along.
Very occasionally,
but it's not very often. He has a real job. So,
so if you come to something in northern Illinois or possibly southern Wisconsin, you might see our brother there.
But no matter where we are, if you come to a show, come say hi to our mom. She's always at our merch.
Her name's
booth.
Diane, and she hates not like when we talk about her. So we try to do that
as often as we can.
Yeah.
Well, she is an amazing photographer. She does a wonderful, wonderful job. So,
for sure.
How many days each year do you spend on the road performing, and approximately how many miles do you log touring every year?
Oh, goodness. It varies a lot. Sometimes we'll be home for just a day and sometimes we'll be home for a week and it'll be amazing. Like, wow, we've got a whole week. I'd say we're probably home.
We're probably on the road at least half the year.
Maybe more than half the year. And then miles. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. We'll find out at the end of the year.
We crisscross the country though multiple times. We'll be in New York, then we'll be in Portland, then we'll be in Florida and Texas.
Even our fall tour, we literally from Maine to Washington State. So we are all over the place. So a lot of miles.
Across the country. That is amazing. How does your kitty, Grayling, deal with your constant travels? Who cares for him while you're on the road? Have you ever taken him along on tour or travels?
I was going to say I could pick him up. He was just right behind us, but he must have sensed that the conversation was going to go to him.
Yeah, we have to be very sneaky when we try to get him on camera because he knows. Somehow he knows. He does not tour with us. He is kind of a homebody, as many cats are.
We got him as a rescue, so I would call him more on the timid side. He's definitely a mama's boy. He's very close to us.
He's not fond of strangers. He likes his routines and his home life.
So I definitely know that he would not enjoy touring.
He's the king of Harptopia, and he likes to stay in Harptopia.
Yes.
Luckily we've got family close. Our brother, apparently he and Grayling watch golf together.
That's word on the street. I've never personally witnessed our cat watching golf, but we'll take his word for it.
But he does well. He knows, and ever since we've gotten him, we've been touring, so he knows that we always come back, and he knows that the touring kind of is at various times. So we are always happy to see him, and he's always happy to see us.
I don't know if he's happy when we are gone, or when we leave, but happy to have us go. But I think he's content here, and he's very safe and very well loved regardless.
All right. Well, he's a lucky kitty to be rescued by you all. What can folks expect to experience when they come to see you perform here at Woodlawn on December 2nd? Do you have any surprises up your sleeves?
Oh, well, if we had surprises, we would not be able to tell you because then there wouldn't be surprises. However, we can tell you that it's going to be a really fun, family-friendly event. It's going to have a lot of holiday cheer.
We have a lot of things up our sleeves. We're so excited for this year's Christmas tour. It's just become really a highlight of what we look forward to every year.
Yeah, so if you haven't yet attended one of our concerts and you're within driving distance of Lake City, Iowa, we'd love it if you would, you and your family and friends would make this concert part of your holidays, part of your Christmas season.
And for those of you that have been to our concert in Lake City, Iowa, for either last year or the previous year or both, let's continue the tradition. We love seeing you every year.
Yes.
We cannot wait.
It's starting to feel like part of our family there. So thank you all for welcoming us back.
Lots of magical winter and Christmas music and beyond, and it's going to be it's going to be so much fun. Oh, and we'll be having a free meet and greet after the concert as well.
Yes, there'll be a little reception. So
come say hi.
Anyone at the concert can come say hi.
Take a picture, grab a t-shirt or a CD or
I think there might be even cookies and things like that.
I don't know. I don't want to, that's,
we don't want to make any promises.
That's the real
word on the street.
People will be there. So
there will be cookies and cider again, just like last year. So
the best part of the concert.
I know, right?
No, not really, but it was pretty good. The cookies I think I might have gotten one cookie last year. All right. Can you share with us any big events or special tours that you have planned for 2024?
Oh, yes. So we'll have lots of touring in the U.S. as usual, but we have
something very unusual for us, and is that we have our first full European tour
in February and the beginning of March.
So we'll be going to 11 countries and 20 cities.
We are so excited. We've toured the UK before, but never toured all over Europe. And we're so excited because we've had so much support from our friends and our European listeners over the years. And we finally get to come over and perform for them in person and meet them.
Being able to see all of those people that we know from online and to be able to talk to people in person. We'll also be having free meet and greets there. So we're very excited.
And lots of new music in 2024 as well. New original music. We have a brand new Celtic themed album that will be coming out, and
Celtic, but all original.
Yes,
music.
all original. We're just so excited. A lot of things in the works.
So how many weeks are you going to be in Europe?
Almost all of February.
5 at least. 5 or 6, something
it's
like that.
It's a pretty significant amount, but
Are you still booking concerts there yet, or have you got it all planned out, the tour?
I think it's all finalized.
We did not do any of the booking ourselves. That was done by a booker there who contacted us and wanted to schedule this whole tour. So, but I think they are done with the booking. I think it's all finalized.
We are going to be in a different country practically every night. It's going to be crazy.
Well, hopefully you have a little bit of time to sightsee. It would be a crime not to see the sights of Europe while you're there.
I think we'll be seeing them through the van window.
Yeah, we might have to go back to tour, to sightsee. Yes.
Sights. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming and letting me interview again this year. We were really very much looking forward to seeing you. We're very excited to see you for the third time. And again, everyone, that is December 2nd here at Woodlawn Christian Church in Lake City, Iowa. And again, I will post the links below. But thank you, Camille. Thank you, Kennerly. You guys have a blessed day over there in the far eastern part of the country, but us over here in the Midwest. I know you consider yourself Midwest as well, but thank you so much. Thank you, and bless you all. All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
You.
Bye-bye.
Bye.